Hello folks, so welcome. This is going to be the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer breakdown video. I did a reaction video this week too, but today you'll get two videos because there was so much in this trailer, like little small things that I think a lot of people might have missed. I kind of did a little bit of a trailer breakdown in my reaction video, but I'm going to do a even more so in-depth trailer breakdown in this one. So I'm going to just play it and kind of break down the things that you may have missed. So there's a lot of information in this trailer that we've already kind of gotten. I mean, obviously the town setting, what's going on with the town, the characters, the fact that Phoebe is Egon Spengler's granddaughter and that her mom is Egon Spengler's daughter. So, obviously we got some behind the scenes photos of the Ghostbusters they used as live, which is great. They have Jeanine Melvitz on the set. She says your father wasn't much of a homemaker. So obviously this confirms that Phoebe is Spengler's granddaughter and that the mother is Jeanine Melvitz, which is crazy. So that's a huge chunk of information, people. An absolutely huge chunk of information. That's gigantic to have that information. So so the mom is the daughter of Egon Spengler and Jeanine Melvitz, which is nuts. That's cool. That's really cool. So obviously this is him finding the Ecto-1. This is, again, information we've already seen, and he fixes it up. Again, and of course the way he's sitting, if you guys haven't noticed, the way he's sitting on the car and the way the frame is exactly how Ray Stantz sits in Ghostbusters 1 and how he peeks his head around when Dana Barrett walks in. It's literally the same shot. Kind of cute. So he fixes Ecto-1. Obviously this is more about the fracking and the things we've already seen, this stuff. We've seen that scene already in the other teaser. The one thing too is Phoebe, that actress, she's really encapsulated Egon Spengler's character, at least from what I've seen her talk. She's very, very dry in her delivery, and it's great. It's great to see that, talking to her in short increments and be very dry and winded and very dark, which is fun.
Ray, for your information, the interest rate alone for the first 5 years comes to $95,000.
So obviously this scene is a really big spoiler. If any of you have read the Reddit leak that happened about a year ago, it's a huge spoiler. And there's a lot of things in this trailer that confirms that spoiler, like hugely, like gigantically. Like this is definitely what we've read online is probably pretty accurate. So I won't spoil it here. I spoiled it a little bit in my reaction video. I won't spoil it here, but yeah, this is a lot of confirmation of everything we've read a year ago when the whole synopsis leaked. This scene right here, if you've read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's spoiled a lot. Okay, not a big fan of the Stay Puffs, if I'm being honest. Not a big fan of this. The cleanest, most organized Walmart I have ever seen. Our Walmart smells like butt, and we only go in there if we absolutely positively 100% need to. It's gross. Everything is disheveled and doesn't look clean or organized, and everyone there looks miserable. So I don't shop there unless I absolutely positively have to. So don't like that. Don't like this scene. Not a fan of this scene. A little goofy.
They're usually pretty stiff.
You're more like a game show host.
So here, obviously, we have the Temple of Gozer. They're being loaned down in a minecart. This is obviously like Ivor Shando's temple to the demigod, or the god. So you can see Gozer right there, which is obviously Gozer's preferred form is, the girl with the hair, with the 80s flat top.
Aim for the flat top!
And then we have Zool over here in the corner as well. And then goes their worshippers, some catacombs in the back, and the kids, discovering the temple. Again, if you've read the synopsis, on the Reddit, this is all in it, and it's getting interesting. And then obviously that scene, it confirms. I don't think it's any with Ivo Shandor being the villain. Like you can see the flat top obviously goes there coming out of the dimensional rift. So then we have some like cataclysmic things happening. All right, the spirits, like you saw in the first one. This looks really good. I can't tell if this is a puppet or CGI. I think it's a puppet. It looks really good if it's a puppet, and if it's, it just looks great. I love practical effects. Like, it has some of that same humor, right? Like, where the guy gets in the taxi and gives them the address, and he doesn't look at the ghost, and the ghost goes, drives off crazy. This is a nod to that, obviously.
Columbia Building, 57th Street. I'm in a hurry, so let's not dawdle.
And this is the captured terror dog. So this basically putting together information we've retrieved. Obviously the trap that she brings into school has a terror dog in it. So Egon managed to actually capture a terror dog, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if they'll have a flashback to that or something. So yeah, the tear dog was in the trap. That was what was captured. And then this is the scene where obviously Paul Rudd accidentally lets it out. Maybe he drops it, or maybe it just breaks and he comes out because it's so old. But yeah, so this is a tear dog. He captures a tear dog. Kind of a big deal. Don't like this shot because obviously this is a sponsored shot. I understand that in Hollywood you have to do certain things because people give you money, but the Walton family is not a good family. Walmart is not a good business. They treat their employees like garbage. It's so cheesy with the Walmart logo with the American flag there. This was obviously a paid shot. And comes the next shot, which is fine because it reveals a tear dog. But God, I wish that was practical. Like, God, I wish that was like, stop motion or something, just to harken back to the good old days of practical effects, because it's CGI, and that's not a fault on the trailer. I just wish that it was stop motion. That'd have been really fun to see that, use those effects.
A bear in his apartment.
So here's a kind of cool thing. Obviously, the siren of the Ecto-1, which is great, and then we have a Stay Puft Marshmallow mural on the side of this like liquor store or something. And here's the part of the trailer that gets a little, how do I put this, action-y. I have a feeling it's the only shot in the whole movie that's pretty action based, so like in terms of like things being chased and crazy stuff happening. So here we have, all the stuff leaked, the Muncher ghost and the proton pack stuff and the little the remote control trap that tracks like the ghost as they're chasing them. What's funny is that this is the exact same shot that they showed in the trailer, in the teaser trailer. So like I said, there is a ton of information here, but there's also not. So this is the same exact shot, and you can tell like it's been cleaned up a lot, and they've added the car, the remote control car. That's definitely CGI. I know they have a practical one on set, but in this particular shot, it's computer generated in because it's just easier to do that afterwards and to try to sync that up and have someone manually do the car and risk crushing the thing in front of it if their timing's off. So this is the same shot that they've added. So they've added a lot of the same shots. They've just been finalized in post.
We're closed.
That's Ray's Occult's bookstore. You saw in the second film. It's his side business that he has after the Ghostbusters go under. Aside from showing up at birthday parties. So what's to take away from this is that obviously this is a movie. What this movie is it's a stepping stone for people who have never seen it, and a love letter for fans who have. Like, we're familiar, people my age are familiar with the Ghostbusters franchise and the history and the characters behind it, but like there are a lot of people like my nephew who's 13 who isn't. He doesn't know what the Ghostbusters are. He's probably not even seen the movie, right? So this is an interesting way to tackle this franchise, is to kind of hold these people's hands who have never seen the Ghostbusters franchise and introduce them to this mystery of who were the Ghostbusters, what did they do, what is going on. And in the meantime, and while they're doing that, people like me are getting subtle hints. Like, we know what a ghost trap is. We know who Egon Spangler is, but like Phoebe doesn't. She doesn't know who her grandfather is. So we're following Phoebe on this journey. And for us, it's a treat because we know the history behind it. But at the same time, it's also a treat for people who have no idea because they're following the path of Phoebe along, making all these discoveries with her for the first time. So it's a really interesting way to tackle the franchise. I am looking forward to the movie. There are certain things in tone that I'm kind of, like a little iffy on, the Walmart sponsorship and the little Stay Puffs. But it looks like a good film. I will be seeing it dressed in full gear. I don't know if you guys can see, I have a 1-to-1 proton pack behind me. And I think a lot of the stuff that I read on Reddit was accurate. And if what I read on the synopsis a year ago when it leaked on Reddit, I liked it. I liked what I read. I thought it was heartfelt and interesting and entertaining, and the story made sense. So, and I'm not going to spoil that here. Yep, it looks good. It looks good. It looks wholesome, looks different. I think I'm going to really enjoy the film. I am going to try to lower my expectations a bit because that's just how you have to, I think, nowadays. You go into too high expectations and they get destroyed. So anyway, guys, that was my trailer breakdown. Lots to take away from it, but also a lot of same information, including a lot of reused shots from the original teaser. So there's some definitely new, huge information in this. So, like, again, same shot in the teaser. But yeah, so there you go. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that jazz. I'm a huge nerd. This is what I do for fun every Friday. So, yep. I wonder if the Canada trailer has anything new. Maybe it does.
Do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.